Are you thinking of moving to Chapel Hill, North Carolina? Today we are going to hit the top 7 things you need to know before you move. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you have not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner. Also smash that bell in the corner to be notified of every time we release new videos, which is weekly. So that number on the screen, that is our number. So what does that mean? We are local real estate brokers in the area, which means as much as we love to make these videos for you, we love to help you with your real estate needs even more. And I'm Zach. This is my beautiful wife, Cindy. I meant to say that earlier and forgot. But all that to say, we would love to help you with your real estate needs. So if you have any questions about the area, any questions about real estate in the area, make sure to hit us up. You can call, text, whatever's most convenient for you. But today we're talking about the top 7 things you need to know about Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So with that being said, let's dig in. All right, the number one thing you need to know about Chapel Hill is where it is located. So Chapel Hill is southwest of Durham and it is northwest of Raleigh. And it's the final leg of the triangle. And what I mean by the final leg is a lot of times you'll hear this area called Raleigh-Durham Chapel Hill, which those are 3 separate cities, but that's how some people refer to the area. And Chapel Hill is last, and the reason for that is it's actually the smallest city in the triangle. So yeah, so with Raleigh, you have almost 500,000 as far as population. That's within the city limits. That's not the whole metro area. The whole metro area is significantly larger. In Durham, you're in the 270 to 300 range. Chapel Hill is 60,000 when it comes to population, so it is tiny compared to the other cities. But it is one of the legs, it is one of the anchor points, I should say, of the triangle.
And with that location of Chapel Hill, you're still pretty close to everything you need to get to within the triangle. So you're about 25 minutes to downtown Durham, about 45 minutes to downtown Raleigh, about 20 minutes to the RTP, hub in the middle there, and about 25 minutes to the airport. So pretty convenient location if you wanted to live here, but maybe we're working somewhere else in the triangle. It's a little far from downtown Raleigh, about 45 minutes. That might be more of a commute than you want to do, but a lot of people kind of do the Durham Chapel Hill side. It's closer. So a lot of people kind of commute back and forth from Durham and Chapel Hill a lot more. So that's pretty popular for a lot of people. Chapel Hill's small, like we said, so some people maybe work in Chapel Hill but commute in from another city. So lots of options for getting places in Chapel Hill. Yeah,
and like Cindy said, if you're working in Raleigh and you're thinking of living in Chapel Hill, just be mindful. It is quite a bit further from Raleigh than like a place like Durham would be. So definitely be mindful of that. All right, so the number 2 thing you need to know about Chapel Hill is the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Now, no one ever calls it that. It's called UNC, it's called Carolina, it's called Chapel Hill. But you really can't talk about Chapel Hill, North Carolina without talking about the university. We're actually filming here at the university. You can see behind us the old well, and it's like it's a landmark spot here on campus. But really, I mean, this area, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and the university, they're knitted together. You can't talk about one without the other. And Chapel Hill, from here on in the video, I'm going to refer to as the university as Carolina. So Carolina it's one of the largest schools in the state of North Carolina. It always ranks in the top with NC State and UNC Charlotte as far as like population size or student size goes. But it is a beautiful campus. I've got family that went here. Cindy's got family that went here. It's an incredible campus. It's beautiful, and it's great.
Yeah, except for that Duke's way better and everything about sports. Gotta go for Duke.
Probably gonna cut that out. No, but you probably have heard of Carolina by nature of their athletic program, right? So the UNC basketball program, Dean Smith was an icon here. He's one of the icons of college basketball in general. The basketball stadiums here is actually named after him. Michael Jordan went to the school. Roy Williams just recently retired. He's an iconic coach. the rivalry between Duke and UNC is just incredible, and it makes this spot great. It makes the Triangle great. Carolina football is on the rise, but in general, you can't talk about Chapel Hill as a town without talking about the university. So
yeah, definitely. And that's probably part of what makes the population so small. Most of the town is really just the campus or the hospital centers and the research and stuff that goes around here. So there's not a whole lot outside of the university. So a lot of people that live here probably do work here or graduated from here and just wanted to stay kind of close by. So that's why the population is a bit smaller here.
Yeah.
Number 3 on our list is Franklin Street. So Franklin Street is a main road that kind of runs through Chapel Hill next to the campus. So it's really like a college street, sort of, just kind of notoriously lined with bars and restaurants and things like that. After Duke and Carolina games, if Carolina happens to win, which happens sometimes, Duke wins more, but
I think it's tied over.
Yeah, whatever.
Of course,
they might do the bonfires in the street there, and they throw all the parties there. So that's where like the college scene kind of is on Franklin Street. But there are some really well-known restaurants there that have been around for a super long time. So those are kind of neat. Just a cool street to find some local food or hang out with friends and family at restaurants.
Yeah, it's an iconic street to check out. People know of Franklin Street, and people have probably seen photos of the bonfires that are built when Carolina beats Duke. It's just an iconic area.
It is.
So. All right, so number 4 on the list is great food. Just like any other city in the Triangle, Chapel Hill has incredible food. I ate at a place years ago called Mama Dip's. It's like a southern food place. I think it's really iconic here. There's what's the Mediterranean?
Oh yeah, Med Deli is really popular.
Yeah.
A lot of places. Merritt's. There's a lot of good like staple Chapel Hill restaurants.
Yeah, our favorite steakhouse is actually in Chapel Hill. It's not in the town itself. I guess it's kind of on the outskirts. Well, it is.
Well, it's in Chapel Hill, but it's not next to campus.
Yeah, it's at a place called University Place Mall. It's called Stony River Steakhouse. It's incredible.
So good.
But yeah, as far as food, there's great options in Chapel Hill, and honestly, there's a lot of upscale options in this area too. So.
Yeah. Chapel Hill in general is more of an upscale place, so there are a lot of like higher end restaurants around the area.
Yeah, you would think with being a college town, the upscale options wouldn't be as high, but Chapel Hill is really unique, and we'll get to that at number 7. We'll talk a little bit more about the price points here, but Chapel Hill is not some like grungy party central college town. It's a very upscale area, and it feels very upscale.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. Number 5 on the list that you might be thinking about if you've got kids is schools in the area. So if you're thinking about moving to Chapel Hill and have kids that you are planning on sending to public school, you're in good luck. They actually have some of the best schools in the state. I think niche.com actually ranked them as number 1 school district in the state. Chapel Hill does fall within Orange County, but they are not in the Orange County school system. They kind of removed themselves. They have their own little Chapel Hill schools. So they have an A+ ranking on niche.com. It's a pretty small school district, only about 12,000 students. So that kind of helps, with that balance of teachers and students and whatnot, but just a really great school system. So you will probably be pretty happy with the schools here if your kids go here. Other things for kids to do, there's a fun little kids museum actually right next to Stony River Steakhouse. It's not really a museum per se, but just a fun little indoor play space for kids called Kids Zoo that we just took our kids to for the first time last weekend, and they had a really good time. It was a rainy day, so we were trying to find something fun to do to get them out of the house, and there's like a tree house inside and an art space and a lot of like things to play with in there. So it was a fun little spot. So lots to do with your kids. There's also really good clean parks in the area, nice libraries and other amenities for families.
All right, number 6 on the list is the medical center. So UNC or Carolina has a great medical center here. I was actually where our boys were born, and we still take them to the doctor as part of the UNC medical system. So if you're moving into the area and hospitals are a big deal for you, just in general, the Triangle has incredible medical systems here. You have them in Raleigh and Durham. Chapel Hill's got them. But yeah, it's no different here. So if hospitals are a big deal for you, if medical centers are a big deal for you, if you want those in close proximity to wherever you move, there's one right here. So it's perfect.
Yep. plus on our list is the price point of housing in Chapel Hill. So that's number 7. So, you know, with having the campus here with Carolina, you might think like, oh, it's just a party town. There's not a lot of like people living in the area. The price points might be low. It's actually the opposite. It's one of the most expensive places to live in the Triangle. Probably because a lot of the people that live here are like professors, or maybe they're doctors, work at the medical center. So a lot more like high-end jobs, I guess. But does pull in a lot of people that want to live nearby. So that does bring the price point up. Chapel Hill has really pretty like landscape and stuff like that.
It's gorgeous.
It's hilly, well, so you get that name, Chapel Hill. So it's just pretty. There's a lot of old trees. It's kind of hilly, so it's just it's not boring to drive around, I guess. It's just really pretty. The lot of the homes here are just more artsy looking, more modern style. You still have a mix of traditional in there too, but just a really interesting look to the homes. So it's really pretty. It draws a lot of people in. So the average price point in Chapel Hill in June of 21 was $606,000. When you just cross over the bridge on I-40 and go into Durham, and the average price point is $400,000. That's a pretty big difference.
Even in Raleigh, the average price point's $450.
Yeah, $460.
Yeah. So even, I mean, Chapel Hill even is exceeding Raleigh as far as price points go.
Yeah, by quite a lot. So it's a pretty big noticeable difference. So, you know, people that maybe like the appeal of Chapel Hill but can't afford, of course there's stuff less expensive than $600,000, but that's an average. So a lot of people that maybe can't afford those prices do end up maybe moving just right on the edge of Durham and Chapel Hill, and south or southwest Durham, where they can find cheaper housing that's still kind of close and they can enjoy the amenities. Obviously you don't get to enjoy like the public schools or anything that way, but so the price points here are a little more expensive. We'll show you some pretty houses too around the area.
All right, thanks so much for tuning in to this video. Like I said, if you have not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell in the corner to be notified of every time we release these, which is weekly. That number on the screen, like I mentioned earlier, that is our number. We respond to those calls, we respond to those text messages. So if you have any questions about the area, hit us up. We would love to help you out. But yeah, this is Chapel Hill. I mean, you can tell from behind us, it's just, it is a gorgeous area. The campus of Carolina is beautiful. If you're ever in the area and you just want to come check it out, just come walk around. It's just, it's such a beautiful spot in the Triangle. But thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.